My name is Colonel Amardeep, as Rama ma'am has said, and it's a privilege for me to be standing here and talking to you. The topic of my talk is related to the theme Never Say Never, that don't give up. And I would like you to pay attention to what is being shown on the screen. This photograph and the captions that I put on the presentation have certainly deep meaning. So here the young boy says, we live only once, and this is the syndrome that grips all of us, that you only live once, or YOLO. But they say wrong, we die only once, we live every day, and that is the theme of my talk, that is reborn at 48. And no, this talk is not about reincarnation. This is myself standing at 6,000 meters height. The peak that you see behind me is 6021 meters to be precise, and this was the target for the enemy. Every morning we used to be woken up by an artillery round falling there, and there was a platoon stationed there. We could die every day, but we did not die every day. And this is, I'm talking of the year 2002. Now, why should I be talking on this topic? I thought I was in my own comfort zone. I was a colonel. I was living my life happily. I had stable family life, stable professional life. I was doing whatever I wanted to do. But then something happened that forced me to change the way I looked at things. So that is what I'm going to emphasize in this talk, that we do not move out of our comfort zones. We do not do new things. By doing new things, I do not mean that you have to buy a new phone or drive a new vehicle or read a new book. By doing new things mean which you have not done ever before in your life. That is meant by doing new things. And if you keep doing repeatedly the same thing, we tend to lose motivation. We give up, and not now. You are very young, but there comes a stage in life when you say, okay, I have lived my life and this is the stagnation phase of my life. You are just counting your days. Trust me, I am now into something where 24 hours are less in a day. I don't know how I manage my time. Then is we lead predictable lives, has already been covered, and we do not work on our skills. So I am deeply involved with Delhi University and some other colleges in skill development programs, and I can impress upon you that this skill development is something that we have to keep doing it over and over again. Now, you don't have to answer this question. Have you learned any new skill lately? It is, if you can't drive, learn driving. If you can't write a poem, learn writing a poem. If you have wanted to go for skydiving, please go for skydiving, snorkeling, trekking, whatever, depending on your budget and time available, you can learn anything every day. And have you done anything new? I will tell you that at 48 years of age, things that I've been doing, I would have people at 15 and 20 years of age are doing that. So I am a soldier. Skills AD 1.0 is my basic version. I am now at 2.2 or something. So school and college, they equip you with basic academic form base they give you, and they teach you basic life skills of communication, of group behavior, of studying, of staying focused, of achieving your goals, setting your goals. But then I happened to join the National Defense Academy in 1989. There, the skills that I learned were not taught in the school, were not taught anywhere else. It is surviving, it is physical fitness, it is leading men into battle to the extent of taking lives and laying down your own life. So that requires a very special skill set that military academies train you for. When I got commissioned from Indian Military Academy in 1993, I became my version of 1.1. As a young officer, I learned about machine guns, I learned about automatic grenade launcher, I learned about the platoon and section leading tactics, and learned how to command company. I learned about so many weapons, mortars, missiles, and other things. And when I was posted as company commander at 3 different places, one was in Kupwara in intense counter-insurgency environment, one was at Siachen Glacier at extreme weather and temperature conditions, and one was in Africa in an alien environment where I had to put all the hard and soft skills that I learned in all these years of my training to good use. I happened to command my battalion in a place called Manipur at Imphal, and there the senior management skills were put to test. We had to learn every day, unlearn every day, and managing 1,000 armed men for 3.5 years is a challenge that very few of us are actually prepared to take on. But then Army trains you for all these things. I have had the privilege of being an instructor in the infantry school, Mau, and in Indian Military Academy, and also in the Army War College, Mau. And there I learned the soft skills of a different kind. The way I am talking to you, it is all, my organization has prepared me for this. So this put me in sort of a comfort zone that, okay, whatever was there to be learned, I have learned everything. But then I told you something happened. I had a major back injury. It was so bad that I was bedridden post-surgery for almost 2 years. I was using crutches to walk. I was using a walker to walk. And a road runner like me who could compete with gentlemen cadets of 22, 23 years of age, I was 37 that time, I was not even able to walk 2 steps. And here I am standing in front of you. Now my Sunday cycling routine is 40 kilometers of cycling. My daily walking step targets is 12,000 to 15,000. So, but I did not want to be a liability on the organization. I was not permitted to go to the mountains, carry weapons, carry load, do running. So I had to take a major decision of quitting the army early. It is called premature retirement or voluntary retirement. And this decision came to me, or I took in 2018. So this injury changed me. AD 1.2 is a different man. I am not doing anything what I was doing for 48 years of my life. And it was all about reinventing yourself. And while lying on the bed, yes, negative thoughts do come into your mind, but you have to take hold of your negative thoughts and say, no, these negative thoughts are not the way I am something different. So I was reborn at 48. So that is the topic of my talk. Can you be reborn at 48? Can you do something new? What challenges I threw at you? I have been doing those challenges for last 5 years. I'm into 6th year of my early retirement, and I'm very, very happy that I took that step because entire world opened up to me. I moved out of my comfort zone and I went in for a startup. And you can see 2 dates. My first batch of trainees was to start on 1st April 2020, and entire country went under lockdown on 22nd March 2020. I had invested a sum of around 25 lakhs from my pension benefits, and I did not know where that money went. There was, at every step, I could have given up. I could have said, okay, whatever is there, let me stop the loss and let me go back to not doing anything or join a corporate job or do something else. But I did not give up. So Army gave me a set of skills that are still very useful. The communication, the confidence, the goal setting, the risk taking, everything has been given by the Army. But then, by just taking risk, you cannot file a GST return. By just taking risk, you cannot motivate parents to send their children to your institute. Okay, I'll prepare them. You cannot do digital marketing. I had to learn everything from the word go. I had to learn from children as young as 12 to 15 years of age. My daughter is my mentor as far as my digital marketing is concerned. She is 15 years of age. So what I want to emphasize upon you, that new skills and new age require new skills, and we should not be shy of learning new skills. In case you want to reinvent yourself, the things I have mentioned, soft skills, certainly I carried on. I had to modify. In the Army, unlearning, a lot of things had to be unlearned. Army, I as a CEO used to say, okay, we'll have a mess function. So evening mess function is organized. Now, as in the civilian world, if I say we will have a mess function, then I end up doing everything what is supposed to be done for that function. So a lot of unlearning has to be done. So we are sometimes shy of unlearning also. We don't want to let go of what we are holding. So we have to understand how this skilling and reskilling process takes place. Now I wear many hats. Though I'm not wearing any one right now, I am an entrepreneur. I proudly myself call as entrepreneur, and I like to compare myself with both the Ambanis. My status is of Mukesh Ambani. I am the CEO of my company, and my financial status is of Mr. Anil Ambani. I have very limited amount of money. I am a columnist, I am a poet. I have written 5 books. I write for a newspaper. Only thing that I've been doing religiously for last 6 years is writing a column. Like last night at 12:30, I finished my column, mailed it to the editor, and then only went to sleep. I am a motivational speaker, whether people get motivated or don't, but I am very, very motivated to motivate people. I am a career and life coach. All armed forces officers are living examples of being, showing you how to live. Social media enthusiast, at my age and with my whatever I am, I have some 25, 26,000 followers on Twitter and 10,000 followers on Instagram, just by posting one-liners and only making people smile. I also host a radio show in my city, Dehradun, and as per the latest report, on the local FM, that is the most popular radio program. I had never thought I will ever be doing podcasting and doing RJ and hosting a radio show. And I'm pursuing my hobbies of singing, cycling, traveling, photography, and binge watching whatever I want to watch. So this is a small proof that, okay, whatever I have been saying, I have been doing that. I have been attending a lot of events here and there. And this talk is a part of what I've been doing now. Now, two things that stop you from taking a different path. First is the fear of unknown, and second is what will other people say. The photograph that you see on the screen is a commando trainee who is hanging at 16 meters above the water level. I was one among them way back in 1995. And we are required to jump from 16 meters into the water. So it is like jumping down from a 4-story building. It is not easy. I'm scared of heights, but armed forces trained me to take that risk and say, okay, let go of it. So letting go of that rope is letting go of your present belief system. Only then you will learn something new. Only then you will become better. Now, I'll tell you a very small story which our Subedar instructor Batch Singh told us in Commando Wing. First day of the commando course, he said, okay, commandos, the course is over today. We thought there must be some instructions from the army headquarters and the course is really over and we don't have to undergo the course. Then he said, gentlemen, the first day and the start of the event is the most difficult part. You will not even know where these 42 days have gone. And he was right. We are always skeptical in the beginning of every journey that how the journey would unfold and this thing. And that is why most of us don't take the first step. I always keep Subedar Batch Singh in my mind. And whenever I'm doing something new, I have his inspirational words that it is the beginning is as good as the course thing, the thing half done. Second thing he told, they don't give us any training program in commando course. So we asked him, why don't you give us any training program in the commando course? He said, if I give you the training program, it is so tight and it is so tough, you will get tired and you will start avoiding the events. Then he gave the golden advice that only next 5 minutes of your life are in your hand. And all of us, if you do introspection, we are worried about what will happen 2 years from now. If I take this decision, what will happen 5 years from now? We are unnecessarily worried about the things which lie too far into the future. And we do not actually enjoy what we are doing in present. So these are two things I learned from a Subedar Saab in the army and I hold them very dear to my heart. The golden advice when I appeared for SSB interview at Bhopal in 1989, there was a naval candidate, he's a naval officer now, Indrajit. He gave me this golden word to go on. We used to have autograph books, we did not have WhatsApp then, we did not have mobile phones, so not even heard of in 1989. And I had a landline phone at home, maybe it was a year old. But he said, जब ठान लिए भैया तो रोके मत रुकिए. Once you have decided, then do not stop. And that is all that I have learned in the army. Once you have decided, please go ahead. Second, Rohit name is a fictitious name, but there was a gentleman. And he again gave me a golden advice. It is not to give up. When I was lying on the hospital bed, I was remembering what these two gentlemen had said. I had to get up, I had to reinvent myself, I had to do some new things. He said, Amardeep, never think you lost your way because tomorrow is always another day. So all that survival mantras that I now use to survive, I survived in the armed forces, I am surviving as an entrepreneur in the civilian world, that you have to be innovative, you have to stay focused. Most of us lose our focus. You have to take risk. In the army, we take calculated risk. We do a lot of planning, a lot of research, a lot of studies before we make any plan and take that risk, do that, take a decision. We are not able to take a decision because we are too afraid of the future and we are too afraid of what others will say. Taking the first step, there lies the key to the success. So I want all of you to take these points home. Learning all the way. I have learned from illiterate people. I have learned from bumper stickers on the highway. I have learned from Subedar Batch Singh and I am still learning from all of you. Adapt, please be flexible in your approach, have a plan B and be patient. Success will come your way. Your best friend and your worst enemy is your own mind. The success and failure lies between 2 ears of yours. This talk was about transformation. Jai Hind.